start the taper week, and it was started off with the swim, and it was an incredible swim. One of my best, really was. 15 sets of 100 with other bits and bobs in there in terms of warm-ups and cool downs, but it was an interval session, and it was on every 2.5 minutes. So you got 100 meters and you go flat out, and then after, the faster you go, the more rest you get. And for 10 of the reps of 15, I managed to get probably on average around 1 minute 37, which was really quick for me, and it was consistent. It was like each time I looked, I was like, I was like, I'm hitting it every time, and I felt fresh. So great swim, was really, really good. Next session was zone 3 run, which was nice because I don't really run out of zone 2 ever, unless I'm doing a hill session, but that was good to kind of push the pace a little bit, and I felt that really kind of stimulated my body like differently. It made me just, I don't know, made my legs hurt a bit more, well, my hamstrings started to feel it a bit, and it was good. It was a really good run. But I think because I'm talking part like in the future of all of these sessions, I know that it really done a lot of benefit for me to run in a different zone there, because my zone 2 runs over the whole taper week have been really good. Now, I'm not sure if it's down to just that one run or the fact that I'm slowly winding it down in terms of the training and the body's just starting to heal. That's probably more it, but I got a real good burn in my hamstrings from that zone 3 run and saw the benefits. Next was the 90-minute bike ride, and I fucking hated this ride. It was really tough. I had a bit of a fucking bad day. I went and had a sports massage, and it was shit. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't hard enough, and the lady that did it before was great, and it really it just brought my day down, and by the time I got to the bike, I really couldn't be bothered to do it. So I did it, got out there and done it anyway, and the bike was making all these noises, and I was thinking, oh, for God's sake, like, I need to take it into the shop, because otherwise I'm gonna like push a lot of training back, and I'm not gonna be able to get in to collect my bike after, because of the work schedule. And then I was in my head for about an hour, worried about the bike and if I was going to get a puncture, because I hadn't gone and got another inner tube yet, and I was riding off just pretty much nothing, and I didn't bring my phone, and I was just going nuts in my head, and it was this like mental battle. But just kept on going, kept pushing, got it done, and by about 60 minutes I started to enjoy it a little bit, and then I was just sick of it, so got off the bike, and that was that. Open water swim, and I really enjoyed this session. I went down with Clounder Tri Group and swam with 4 lads and a lady, and well, the other group, they did a smaller swim, and we all got to swim together. One guy was also doing Ironman Cairns as well, so it was good to speak to him, and he's done a couple Ironmans, and he's been to Kona, he's been to World Championships in Nice, so he's like, and it was good to kind of swim with someone like that, and he was bombing it, and I couldn't keep up, but it was good to kind of get out there with someone of that caliber and just kind of just see where you're at. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but it's like, I didn't take any it didn't dishearten me in any way. It was like, yeah, this was good swim, except for when I was coming in, I had a slight tear on my wetsuit, and it completely ripped open, so I had to buy a new wetsuit. And that's been a right old fucking kerfuffle. Ordered one from Tube, and obviously I'm flying on Thursday, and this happened on Friday. I ordered one on Tube on Friday, didn't get delivered, didn't get dispatched, and I was checking it, and I called them Wednesday, and I was like, no, sorry, I called them on Tuesday, and I was like, it's not been processed, like, what's going on? They're like, oh, we had a public holiday. I said, there's so many fucking public holidays in Australia, it's a fucking joke, right? No one wants to fucking work, it does my head in. But anyway, so I had to go. Luckily I was working in Brisbane that day, and then I went to the store, tried on some wetsuits, and then got a wetsuit, and then came back, and took about 3 hours to get back on the train, but solved the problem, got a refund, got a wetsuit, ready to go. And it wasn't only a wetsuit that was the bad thing. I was a bit of a rookie. When I came in from the waves, when I came in from the swim, put my goggles on top of my head and got absolutely taken out by a wave. So goggles came off, lost them, and I didn't realise until I'd like finished up in the shower. So that was the swim. Then I worked Friday night, didn't get back till about 2 a.m. and then woke up and did a brick session at about 6 a.m. No, about 7. And I really hated it. I fucking hated being on a bike. It was down to the whole thing of not having, I was going through the same problems. I didn't take it in. Bike brake feels all like, it felt like the left brake had gone. The chain felt terrible. And I still didn't have an inner tube. And I just couldn't push any power. And I just felt shit. And I was like, I almost forgot about, it took me about 40 minutes to realise that what was going on was probably the fact that I'm really tired and I'm only functioning off a couple hours sleep, which was, I think that was the case. But I hated it. But I stuck in there, stayed out there for the 2 hours, got it done. I think in my head I had it down as an easy session because all my weekend rides none of them have been 2 hours for months. They've all been over 2 hours. I mean, the last one was 6, so I had in my head that this would be easy, but it fucking wasn't. I hated it. And then the run off the bike was great. I mean, my running off the bike is really good, and I'm really happy with where it is. My thing now is that I just have to manage my engine when I'm running off the bike because I feel like I just want to go. But that's one way to bonk in your race. So I've really got to manage that. This was a run, just a zone 2 for an hour, and this took me by complete surprise. It was the fastest zone 2 run I've done ever. It was 5:31 pace for an hour, so I think it was just over 10k, which was just such a big jump. It's about 15 seconds jump, which was just like kind of blew me away. I was speaking about earlier in the video, I feel like the adaptations that I've been making it's happening, like, and it's coming at the right time for the run, and I'm feeling really confident about the run. Bike not so much. The swim, I'm not too sure yet, but that was an incredible run. This was a swim, and the swim was like a technique session that I thought was going to be easy. It was actually really fucking hard. It was just fists, like loads of sets of fists. There must have been around 800 meters worth, and it killed me. And I did 4 sets of 150s afterwards at in the build pace, and that was really tough. And yeah, that was fucking, I put in my head, I was like, yeah, it's going to be an easy session, but it wasn't. It was tough, and that was really hard, but got it done. Next was just another 30-minute zone 2 run, just to keep the legs moving. Nothing much more, just keep plodding away, and decent time again, kind of telling me that my run has improved. I have got fitter. The heart has just finally responded. Well, I say finally, but it's shown some signs of improvement. And now back onto the bike, and I did take the bike in to get a service on the Saturday. They fixed the brake, they done a once over on it, and they put a new chain on it. And I had some good sleep, and the session that I did was some surges, and yeah, it was just so much better. Felt so much better. I took way more confidence from that ride, knowing that I can do it. It's just I've got to have some good sleep behind me, and I've got to have a good mindset towards it. And I think a lot of the time with a bike that I don't believe in myself enough, because where I've been training in zone 2 so much for the bike, now I need to race on the bike, and bike's definitely my weakest. So I need to kind of believe that I can sit at 140 BPM to 150 BPM for a good, I need to believe that I can do it for a good 3 hours, and then the rest gonna have to go in zone 2, so I'm gonna have to reserve. I'm gonna have to conserve my energy for the run, but it was a good ride, and I'm happy that I got it looked at, because it's finally feeling a lot better and a lot smoother. And the last one is the run, which I just done then, and that was a 45-minute zone 2. Well, it was a 45-minute build, but I just kind of ran in a zone 2 pace, and then near the end I started picking it up a bit where there was some more hills, but that was another, I think that was 5:21 at an average of 137 BPM. So that's 3 runs now, all below 350 or there or thereabouts. So I've had a significant improvement in the run, and that's great. And how I'm feeling, I mean, the start of the week, I was feeling really nervous. My emotions were everywhere. I was starting to just be like, I would either be really happy, really sad, or really angry, and just about little things, but nothing like blurting out, but all in my head, all like all just a pressure cooker of what I'm putting on myself, because I've been training for so long, and it's been such a build up for this, 6 months, day 184 today. You put pressure on yourself, and you have to, because you want to improve, but it's trying to learn how to do it in the best way. And I wasn't doing that for probably around, I would say, 6 days. I was feeling it, I wasn't enjoying it, and as soon as it came into this week, Monday, today's Thursday, it just changed. I just had this kind of overall feeling of just like, I'm confident. Now, I'm not sure if it happened in the first week where I'd just taken a dip in training and my body was kind of like, what's going on? Like, we're not training as much anymore. And it kind of affected me in that way. But the first week of the taper was terrible. I hated it. Just for the mental state, the body was functioning, but mentally I was struggling. I couldn't get out of feeling so like shit. So this week's been so much better. I mean, I've managed to just move into kind of like a confident state, like, yeah, well, I've done everything now, like, kind of like, fuck it, like, I'm the man kind of fucking feeling like, yeah, I've done it. Everything I've done, I've put 100% into it, and Sunday is just an expression of all the work I've done. So there's no point worrying now what the outcome's going to be, because the outcome's going to be whatever it is. And in terms of that, I mean, because I'm going to give my all. I always give my all. So that's the kind of way I've shifted it, in terms of I was worried about, what's it going to feel like? How is it going to be? Or how am I going to get on? Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to give everything. And if that's not enough, that's fine. If that's not enough for what I deem as a success, then I'm going to have to keep going on. I'm going to have to go again. And the next one, I'm going to have to succeed at what I think is success. But right now, to do it on my first one, I'm still within only a year of training triathlon. So I've got to be patient, and I know this is a long-term goal, so I've just got to keep at it, and I can't wait for Sunday to come.